Hello everyone and welcome to the Glorious Smite League Upper Division, Daves versus Goosedra. It is I, Matlock on Share 1, joined by Omega on Share 2 and Ginger Archer as production. We got a sort of good game here today. Upper Division always proves itself to be quite a sort of tough contender, hard matches, close games. And what a lineup we have today. What are your expectations here, Omega, with this matchup we're seeing?
I'm expecting, I'm expecting a good game. Honestly, I've seen quite a few UD games now, or at least a few, and it seems like every UD team has a kind of way of playing in this new meta, and each one seems to be working, but one team seems to do better than the other, as per the only one can win. But honestly, Days and Goosedra are two very good teams here, I believe. And quite known players as well in each teams. So I'm expecting quite good things, honestly.
Yeah, indeed, and we've gone straight into picks and bans here already with the Nox and the Ravana. Ravana, I think with recent sort of, if people have been watching the SPL, have sort of realised, and the SEC stuff, Ravana is quite a top ban pick at the moment. There is a discussion of whether we are or aren't in a tank meta and how badly it may be. But I think what everyone could agree on is it's tanky enough for Ravana to be an absolute menace. How much do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I played a game earlier, and I was playing Alquan full damage, and decided to try and fight the Ravana. He killed me. I felt like I didn't even touch the guy. He absolutely obliterated me. So his just the ability to out trade other players in a kind of 1v1 or even in a team fight, it's just insane right now.
Indeed, we are following up those bans with the Emoja, the Baba Yaga, the Circuit. With this sort of Baba Yaga, with this sort of Emoja ban we're seeing here, because it's not a top ban I often see. Do you think that gives us an idea as to what Days are looking to draft here, that they're sort of concerned with wolves?
It looks like they're more concerned about potential outplays or Goostra's support in particular, it seems. Maybe that was more of a target pick, saying he's good on Emojo.
Are you ready for
Let's ban him. It's a good ban nonetheless. Definitely ban worthy, but not every team decides to ban it.
Indeed, and for the first pick, the Daves do pick up the Achilles. Can go to jungle or solo, although more often than not we do see it towards that right-hand lane. How the execute buff with Achilles really has sort of shot him forward as a top pick, just because it is so easy for him to kill people in lane now and just wreak havoc in team fights. What do you reckon is a good counter to this Achilles pick that Gooster can pick up?
Achilles is a bit of a hard one. He's been doing a lot of damage right now, and he's very tanky, and his execution is just overall quite dangerous. And it's normal for junglers not to have Aegis, so they normally have to go very careful against executions. Nonetheless, I think someone who's very good at kind of tanking, healing. So I think an Erlang Shen is pretty good, or an Ao Kuang. But it looks like he's going Thor nonetheless. It might still be an Achilles solo though, because he's very good in either role. But I would like to see an Achilles jungle, to be honest.
It's good to hear your preference, and we do see once again still reigning terror since the 10.6 changes. It is the Hatchie man right back here onto IM4. Hatchie is a sort of, he had all these little buffs, but nothing ever really helped him be good because his one was always seen as terrible, especially with Istar being introduced. With this recent Hatchie buff, absolute madman. Do you think it is just because of that one buff that we're seeing a lot of Hatchie now, or do you reckon that other bits of his kit are really helping him out in the current meta?
I think there was another buff to his 2, wasn't there? They just increased the base power for it, but I think he works really well in the meta right now. Overall, Hatchie was an okay god to play nonetheless, and then he got buffed, and now he is just number 1. He's very sick. He's got the CC immune ult. He's got the ult to get away. He's got dash. He's got long range basics. He's got the attack speed. He's overall a very good ADC who can win lane and in team fights. So before the buff, he was good. After the buff, he's just absolutely cracked.
Indeed, taking a long time to pick their picks here, but
Mother
I mean,
Earth
it's
is
important
here
ones
for
to do,
you.
and it is going to be the Terror locked in here. Terror, one of the top supports at the moment, offers I would say the best thing that Terror offers is more so the protections he gives out from her monolith rather than the healing gained from it. And it's also just very CC heavy with both the root and the stun and the knock-up immunes. What other top support do you reckon Goosedra can pick up here now that Terra and Yamoto have both been taken?
I mean, Nox and Yamoto have been banned. Terra's been picked up.
You will regret getting in my way.
What other supports are there right now? But you know, I mean, Horus is always good. That's one of my little favourites.
There is Aphrodite still often used, although I still don't like it.
Yeah, Aphrodite is a bit of a weird one. You basically need a hyper carry, and basically just play it entirely off them. Almost just get them the protections, and I'm not too sure if they're willing to do that, but I'm not entirely sure what support they could go here. I mean, overall, I think there are some decent supports still available, but nonetheless, I don't think as many.
None that are as top tier. Yeah,
exactly.
A common counter we've seen to this Hatsi all the time has been this Ram, picked up here for Dave's. Offers decent clear to counter. The ultimate, not as good as escaping as Hatsi, he does pop you down right in the same space, but keen to see how this happens and how many snipes we will see via another hit. And it will be the tier locked in again, another top solo at the moment to clash with this Achilles. How do you think the sort of kill potential? Well, we can tell Achilles is going to have more kill potential than the tier. How much survivability do you think the tier is going to have?
Looking at their team right now, I mean, I think Rama does very well into tier. I mean, Achilles he's okay into him, but I think the Thor and tier combo is pretty good. They seem to be a bit more set up, but nonetheless they're high damage characters who work well together, and that Hachi, I think, with just the CC they both provide, should or could absolutely puff off.
Indeed, and for the final rounds of bans, we see the Fenrir, the Merlin, the Caprican, and the Agni. Goose sort of prioritising banning out these mages. Meanwhile, Dave's still trying to cancel out the possible Fenrir support ban, I'm guessing, considering Thor and Tyr will be taken. But another sort of emerging support we're being seen here has been this Ganesh. Offers with the Dharmic Pillars, means a lot of protection, Shred to sort of counteract the Terror's offerings of protections to her teammates, as well as the silence could be quite effective versus both the Achilles and the Terror. And we do see a Kukulane hover, and the Discordia hover as well. Discordia emerging as another top mid here. Very good with the sort of damage buffs he provides. Her passive, the damage from that is always going to be seen as great. We do see the Kukulane. Can we assume that this is going to be then the Kukulane solo and Achilles jungle?
Yeah, I can imagine. I've seen a lot more Achilles jungle than I have Kukulane, so I'm kind of glad to see that. I think those two can work really well together. But yeah, there's not much more to say. I think Kukulane's doing really well right now. I don't think he's rated too highly, but I generally think he's a bit of a hidden gem right now.
That sounds great, and we do see with the Discordia locked in. With the Discordia passive, who do you reckon is going to get it first on Dave's team, and who should it be on if they're not the same person?
While there is war,
if the Discordia is going to put a passive on anyone, I think it's got to be the Achilles. You put the passive on the Achilles, he gets immense pressure in jungle. I think that's going to help every single lane, and it helps him kind of get that execution threshold just a little bit easier or quicker.
And it will be the Yanis locked in for the final pick of this Daves and Bands Picks and Bands. Yanis, once again, ever since the passive pen introduced onto his ultimate, he's just become a massive nuisance, great at shredding through these tanks. And it's going to be quite survivable here, I think, because how much chase potential do you think the Daves have when trying to catch Yanis as a pull to the way? Or do you think there is any chance for them to sort of follow him?
So I think this Janus pick was really great. He's gonna have to play very careful though, because if he gets picked or found by the Cucullin or the Achilles, he is gonna struggle. If he is found nowhere near a wall, lacking a portal, he's gonna die, and he's gonna die quickly.
Indeed, he shall. And so, just give me initial reactions to both of these drafts. Who are you leaning towards more?
Right. Well, I think both teams have done very good bans.
Yeah, I'd
they,
agree.
they seem like they've both done very good picks, but they don't seem like they've got top of the field picks. If you know what I mean.
But yeah, there's only one way for us to find out. It is by going into this game, going right into it. It will be that Achilles jungle. Archie Baker showing off here today, and Sped on the Kukulane in solo.
Yeah.
Looking at these builds, I think everything's all up to standards. ADC is going to Death's Toll Devos. Yeah, all seeming up to scratch at the moment. Sundering Spear, I want to talk about briefly, because Sundering Spear has become, I think, realised as one of the sort of very good relics at the moment. We see it picked up here by Dutcher. Meanwhile, Terra has chosen to go towards the Horrific Emblem instead. Do you think this could be one of those games where we see like double Sundering Spears on one of these teams, or do you think one Sundering Blast, when it's fully upgraded, should be enough?
I mean, I think it could possibly. I think the Tier's already got the blink. He's not going to go teleport. I don't think you go teleport on Tier. I mean, normally a Tier goes blink and beads. However, it doesn't really look like he needs beads this game for a Tier. So he could go Sundering Spear. It wouldn't be an awful pickup. Really good actually. I was more shocked to see that actually he's picked up the Sundering Spear first. As they don't exactly have any shields as of just yet, so it looks like they're just looking to take a big fight, really.
Yeah, no shields yet, but I think they're looking forward to that early aggression, just being able to shred down the enemy support in lane really quickly. Because if you can get the support to back before 3 minutes, then you're probably going to be doing very well in lane. So I personally like picking up Sundering Spear first.
Okay.
So I'm all fine with the pick, but as you can see here, Horrific Emblem showing up now with Ganesh being put on the front lines, struggling walking around, has to walk around those shields. We will remove obstacles out of the way and will be able to get out of dodge. Very close kill there for Days, but expert movement by Ganesh to save his hide right there. And so Horrific Emblem already down. Ganesh has to not back. He still has enough potions really to be able to step up, but already Terra and Rama, I think, quite the sort of very aggressive early lane that the Dave's dual lane are looking for right here. Do you agree that they should just be getting high pressure throughout the rest of this early game?
I mean, the Ganesh has got a spear for a reason, right? So I'd like to see maybe they turn it around and kind of shred this Terra. This Terra seems to be doing absolute bits into their team, so they do have a hatchet. I think the Rama does outclear for now. But towards the mid game, it should turn around.
Indeed. And yeah, so the game does continue on. Only a few minutes in right now. No, the normal 2v2 skirmish in the middle is happening at the moment. I think one thing that I'm keen to see if the upper division has sort of adopted yet is the sort of early to mid game transition and how quickly these the rotating roles choose to rotate, because it has been seen in some games where the support will stay in the dual lane until they're like level 8 or 9 even, just to help get this ADC really online, leaving the jungler mid on their own to just sort of get all the camps they can around mid lane. Do you want to see more heavy groupings early on than that, or are you cool with them just sticking to their own lanes and not rotating out as early?
Personally, if I was the support, I'd probably prefer to see him rotate to mid, as soon as possible, preferably around like level 5,
Mhm.
just because of how important the mid camps are now.
Yep.
So rather than fighting in the ADC lane, just leave the lane, get your ADC, a bit more gold, a bit more experience, and just help your mid lane, or possibly even your jungler, just confirm those mid camps.
Yeah, Dave's already putting a lot of pressure towards the solo side with that sort of rotation by Archbaker to get a steal against the blue buff, so that's going to put Tyrone back a bit, since Tears, quite the mana hungry god, requires to use basically all of his abilities to clear the wave, whereas Kukulane can doesn't have mana, so doesn't really feel it as much. What Something I often see in games that sort of can help. Oh, as I would pause like there's a bit of a skirmish happens, but actually no, there won't be any sort of blood spilt there. Level 5s have now been hit for the dual lane, so we might be seeing some sort of ultimates here soon. But we do see 4 ulting over, looking for the dunk, but is he within range? Yes, he is. He's going on in, hits the stun. Dunk Pierce goes up, cuts against the wall, beautiful move on scores the stun, and that will be a first blood on Goose right there for IAM4 on the ADC. Beautiful coordination there between the jungler and the dual lane. Perfect stun. And just, how do you think about it?
Oh wow, that was that was perfectly executed. Really, I mean that Terra was full health. It's a Terra quite early on. Early on they're not the tankiest, but don't get me wrong, they are tanky, and she is mobile. So they had to pull that off perfectly, and they did. And just to top it off, the Thor landed. The Ganesh then placed his ultimate on top, like directly below the Terra, and just CC after CC. She had no chance.
Indeed, perfect play there. Maybe this turn might be persuaded to pick up bees later on, but keen to see if that will be the tactic for Goosedra throughout this entire early mid game, whether they are just going to be looking to lock someone down and pick them off with this 4 dunk. And 4, I think, has been recently seen as quite a strong jungle at the moment. Maybe because he can build a bit tanky, but more often not, perhaps it will be a skirmish now as a 4-man group by Gusa to defend their blue buff. Dark Pillars goes down, Hammer goes through, but will not hit the double tap. Kukulane and Terra choosing to stand strong and stand defensive in this Dharmic Pillars will now retreat after no full damage able to follow through off of that Dharmic Pillars. And I think a good defense there by Gruster. We got a lot of a 4-man grouping, but good defense, and Thomas was able to get his blue buff back.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked that the Ganesh had his ult back.
Yeah, did appear very quickly, but I do believe Ganesh ultimate is only at like 60 or 70 seconds. I think it's quite a short time. 75 seconds, as I'm being told by production, which it is quite short, especially when you get to that 40 production. That's going to be on basically maybe twice a team fight if you're lucky.
Oh.
A bit of a scare was right there, but Ganesh not going to threat at all. Achilles going towards this Transcendence route is not going to have this sort of early game power and pen to really follow through on the kill. Going to be looking for those early game executes if he's going to get anything before this Transcendence is stacked. Meanwhile, will be Jotuns into what I'm assuming is probably going to be a Brawler's Beat Stick here for the for looking for that early game aggression, early game power, just being able to deal with this Yanis, I think, as quickly and as efficiently as possible. As we do see 4 now grouping up around this, Fury again has has the ultimate at the ready, going to step up, will ult into the sky. Is he within range? No, but he will priority set backline, but misses the wall, unfortunately. Does hit the double tap, but if that wall connected and stopped the roll, could have been disaster for other v another. So good reaction times by that Ram to get out of dodge as quickly as he did right there.
Yeah, I think the Thor hesitated slightly there. I don't blame him at all. It's that instinct to just turn him a kill. But yeah, he just wasn't able to cut off the Rama. But yeah, again, really good reactions by Rama.
Indeed, we see a bit of a skirmish here over these mid camps on the left hand side. Will be a 3-man grouping by Goose to try and secure it, but Terra is looking to try and hit some. Will secure the monolith route. Will now form ultimate there on the field of the enemies, and it will choose their target selection is on to this 4, and it will be an execute by the Achilles to start off Daves with their kill now at 7 minutes into the game. Good sort of play there. Good, I think, team coordination there as well, choosing to all focus onto this 4. And yeah, do you think 4 was the right pick up there, or do you think they sort of turn to look at the Yanis or Ganesh instead? So I'm just going to continue now instead then, as we will continue on to this game. Red's killed there, and it will be right camps looked at instead.
Oh, apologies. Yeah. Sorry, I was muted. What I was going to say was, yeah, sorry. What I was saying, I think Thor was a good pick. I know they didn't recognize the Achilles was jungle just yet, but I mean, they should have known that as a Thor going into a possible Achilles, I don't think he can win the 1v1 early on, especially if he picks up beats, which he's kind of forced into looking at their team. So
we'll see Yanis ulting right now. Good Discordia Apple does come out, does hit the Yanis and will secure the kill. Good dash does escape the Dharmic Pillars, and it will be a kill onto Yanis now as well. Good still moving by there by Minikin to avoid the unstable vortex. I believe they managed to dodge that damage. And yeah, good attempt by Veganes to secure the kill with Dharmic Pillars, but I think more good knowledge on the CC community there with the Golden Apple following through. And yeah, Yanis we thought was going to be able to escape, but unfortunately got hit with it before they were able to escape out of dodge. And meanwhile, Vami is actually putting the aggression here onto the Hatsuman, trying to push him forward, get these bastions, get as much on as he can, because pretty sure other than another is aware how powerful this Hatsu may be late game if he does not get stopped.
Yeah, I think he's playing very well. I almost would have thought that Hachi should have an advantage here. But this Rama is just kind of bullying him however he can, really. Holding the wave, we don't like to see it, but, he's got to do it, for the win.
Some rotations here now gathering around this sort of Gold Fury. Stygian Beacons will be up in under 2 minutes, so not they're coming up, but not that soon. You don't really want to fight now, use up all your ultimates and relics for the Stygian Beacon to then spawn in. So I'd assume we're not going to see any initiations right now. But we do see a sort of 3-man grouping here already by the 3 mid rotations right here by the Davies, waiting for it to be up, but it's still going to be about another minute till it spawns in, and so I think Goosedra can either come here already to try and show face, but it will actually seem like Davies will retreat to sort of gather up some farm, get some more levels. Do you reckon we're going to see solos prioritizing to rotate over here for this early game City Beacon?
I was just thinking that. I'm not entirely sure. So looking at both the Kakullan and the Tears relics, neither one of them have TP. So to rotate, they're going to have to walk over. And they know that they can't just TP back to their line to continue farming. So if one decides to turn up, they might get. However, the other decides to farm, he will be ahead of the other. So it's going to come down to, I think, how the team plays and basically their own decisions. But I would like to see them rotate.
I mean, if the solos don't rotate, do you think the ADCs will as well, or do you think this could just be a 3v3 here? As we do actually see Purple Invader here by Goosedra as well, trying to shut down this Rama, give their Hatsi a bit more of an game. Plus, it will be actually an engage right now. B's used by the Rama to escape the silence, but he will get hit by the hammer, remove obstacles to ignore the wall, and forces Rama into the air. Thor will go up to the sky, meet him in the air. Yanasol goes on through, but actually Rama is able to get out of there, but no, will be the Hatsi with the horse and arrow to confirm the kill. Walled off beautifully there, either for good lockdown there, but it will actually be able to dodge out the way there. Achilles on low health, expert blinks get under the tower, unstable vortex sent out, but won't be enough to secure the kill, as it will be as just a 1-man kill on that invade there by Goosedra, but it does force him low enough to let's get out, but it will actually be a solo rotation now here, as we do see Kukulane here as well now, trying to sort of defend it, as Daves have gotten a lot of progress already on here. Golden Apple goes through, does hit targets, but won't do enough damage to really secure any, and a lot of enemies and a lot of health bars low here. Chaos side doing what they can to sort of remove the progress Order has already done. As you can see, everyone's here now, and just Goosedra do not have the health yet. They got sort of demolished. Well, I wouldn't say demolished, but they sort of just got out damaged there by the Kuka Lane. T, I don't think was quite there, ready to do stuff yet. So it will be Order capturing the first beacon of that team fight. And yeah, how Goosedra got the kill in the ADC, but they lost City and Beacon. Who wins that trade there?
Honestly, I think Dave's does. If we're just seeing it as a who captured the point, I think it will come in quite big late game. So take out the Rama for the beacon. That's fair enough. But honestly, I was very shocked.
Yeah, so as Hattie is getting just absolutely demolished here and just realizes he cannot escape and will give another kill over. Hatsuman now 3-0 and up.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Rama just got stunned there, didn't have the beads, got caught out. Meanwhile, another person that gets caught out here is the Archie Baker here. Will CC immune out before dunk with the Achilles ultimate? Guess it does, but still really low health. They are choosing to dive under tower, and it will be the full wall to secure the kill. Golden Apple sent out, but it will ricochet off the wall and connect with no one, and that's another kill right there for Goosedra onto this Achilles.
Wow, there is definitely a lot of fighting, and these junglers are very good. I mean, just the ability to time their abilities and etc. And their knowledge in general. It looks like another purple invade though. They are really shutting down this Rama. They don't like him.
Well, could this mean that Goosedra are really looking for the Hatsuman to sort of be their late game carry to just help them damage through and shut down the sort of Kukla and Achilles?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna boost anyone, it's gonna be your Hachi, isn't it? Really, you're just gonna want that Hachi just dish out so much damage. I mean, like I said earlier, they're playing the Thor, they're playing the Tyr. I think this Hachi gets immense, I don't know, possibilities with that CC. Because with his long range abilities and his dash and etc., it's just this Hachi can absolutely pop off. And if this Hachi does get ahead, like you said with the Rama trying to shut him down, it's gonna be dangerous.
Indeed, it was usually a bit of a skirmish right there, but it will be an easy escape by Bianis and Terra dashing out as well. And yeah, builds at the moment all seem pretty standard. Flat pen, Transcendence now fully stacked with this Achilles, so we can expect to see a lot of damage on this shield bash right now. Pridwin picked up here for the Ganesh. Pridwin quite a sort of A-star, sort of S-tier item, I'd say right now. It's really easy to pick up, and 20% cooldown is really good. Assuming he picks up the glyph here, which Pridwin glyph would you like to see on this Ganesh? Which one do you think would suit him more?
Do you know what? That's I'm not entirely sure actually, because there's
the aggressive one and the defensive one.
Yeah. So on that, I don't play Ganesh, right? And well, I know Ganesh.
Right there, as we do see a bit of what's going on now around Pyromancer. 4 dunk right in. Terror sort of fearless against the wall, but will not take a lot of damage on the back of it. Tyr still stepping forward, taking a lot of damage right now, but will choose to escape out of there. Pyromancer key contest at the moment, as we do see Iron 4 has rotated through, so definitely want to get something out from this rotation, as Alva might be able to get a lot of XP and gold here by getting a farm. It will be farming started up, getting low, but they are going to choose the 50-50, and it will be Goosedra able to secure the kill right there. Oh, sorry, I misread that there. Dave's Terror Clap comes through, able to steal it through right there. Well done, but do you agree with Goosedra there, just trying to 50-50 in it with a call? Do you think they sort of staved off?
I mean, I think they should have taken the fight. I think they must have known that the Rama was pushing left, so they knew that it was a 5v4. It was in their lead. I didn't think there was a necessary need for a 50-50, I think. But at the same time, I think they didn't believe that Daves would press up. And sadly for Goosedra, this is a massive loss, because it means that Dave stole the pyro. And on top of that, this Rama has got him back in the game.
Yeah, gold still very much close at this point. Only about 1,000 gold difference. So still a lot to play for. And XP looking across the board, pretty much only half level differences throughout. So this looks like it could drag on. No one's really pulling an early lead. considering Titans are probably going to be unleashed in the next 8 minutes, I doubt, seeing how close it is right now, we're going to be seeing much out of it. But we do see a skirmish right here, right now. Ganesh gets clapped out by the Terror Walls now. Terror will go through just to sort of try and scare them away, but it will be a retreat by Daves, but might go for the re-engage as it is a 5-man grouping now by Goosedra around this Fury. They lost out on Pyromancer, so a few pickup here would be good for them, but it might look like other another might get caught out here alone, as it does seem to be a sort of free engage here on the other hand, on the other side of this Fury. And it does seem to be that they are going to choose to aggress Dave's, or solos are here, so we want to get something out of this rotation. But it does seem to be that they're struggling to find a way to initiate onto this sort of Goosedra team. And what do you think is the initiation for Dave's team here?
The initiation for Dave's team, I think it's just to catch him out.
I say, wait, well, they might actually die for the kill here. They tried to get this kill onto the guest, but Tower just does so much damage. Will be a kill onto Terror, but responds with another onto the Ganesh. Forwall goes in, kills another kill on to the Achilles. Kuklane caught out here, does get some on the wall, but will manage to retreat. Meanwhile, other getting pushed under the tower here. Hatchie also low, wants to try and get this kill, but unfortunately he's not going to choose to tank a tower shot to try and get it. So we do see a 2-for-1 trader, but we do see Tyr rotating in now as Stygian Beacon is up and close being caught out here by the other side. But Tyr will hit the Fearless onto the Kuka lane, choose to sort of skirmish that around. And we'll see Iron 4 now rotating in by the dual lane to try and also contend with this Stygian Beacon capture point. Order already got the first one, will Chaos be able to get another one. 4-wall goes in, does not hit its target, but does sort of scare the Discordia away, but it does seem like Goosedra are going to give it up and realize they cannot contend with it. So that goes 2 Stygian Beacons towards the way of Dave's. And yeah, a bit of a weird sort of tower dive there by Dave's onto Goosedra did cost them this. It did cause a 1-for-1 trades, but the 4 don't manage to make it a bit better for Goosedra's favour. So, like, yeah, do you agree with that sort of tower dive call there by Dave's?
Not entirely. I think they try to get the tower. I understand why they try to get the tower. Try and get the tower before the capture the point kind of game starts. But they got caught. Just as I was saying, Dave needs to catch them out. They kind of got caught themselves. So a bit sad to see, but it happens.
Indeed, we do see a bit of a 2v2 fight here now on Duo's side, trying to catch out this Hatchie man. But it will seem like a quick and easy disengage right there. Team, meanwhile, sort of going around backside the tier 1 tower, sort of push forward the farm. A bit of a risky call here, learning to Dave's location, but we'll choose to now back, as it does seem like, yeah, there's a very heavy sort of prioritization towards this dual side of the map. Maybe they recognize Fury here as sort of better objective they want to go for. I mean, which sort of objective would you like prioritizing right now, Pyromancer or Gold Fury?
I mean, the first Gold Fury hasn't even dropped.
Oh, however, we do see a attempted stun there by. Has a few, so some time does damage there, but it is Tyr going on the aggressive right now. Achilles has to use the ultimate to get the CC immunity to avoid the Fearless, and it will be a clean disengage by Davies. Have to use some ultimate. Achilles force use ultimate to get out of there, but safe for Goosedra. It will be keen here to see if they do choose to re-engage under Dave's tower, but will look like they will choose to instead look towards the Gold Fury and try and get a call off the back of that. Will Davies choose to contend, or will they instead go towards the Pyromancer to sort of split? There actually seem to be no objectives are going to look at now, 20 minutes into the game. Both teams looking for these team fights instead, actually, to just, I don't know, try. Maybe both teams respecting the other to just sort of get to the point where they can't, but it will be a tell to start off the fight. Giannis will pull away to the safety of the red buff, and unfortunately, Davies don't have the potential to carry on. They can't chase this Giannis down. So it will be an easy disengage by Goosedra. Once again, Terror ult just can't get value because they can't chase down. And yeah, do you foresee this being a problem with Dave's team? They don't really have a lot of chase potential.
Yeah, I mean, I think Goosedra did a really good job picking up that Janus. They have no way to catch that Janus if he plays well.
It will be a Dave's pickup there on Pyromancer. Actually, they force the Goosedra to back off, create space, and so they are able to pick that up. Gold difference still only about 1k, slowly getting towards 2k, so still not a massive difference, especially 23 minutes into the game. Really, that's maybe like half an item, if that. So still really close. And considering we're getting into the late game now, things are still really close. How do these teams compare to one another in their late game fights?
When it comes to the late game, I still think it will be close. I mean, I've seen Dave's play before, and what we're seeing right here is going to be late game as well. It's all just going to be the same.
100%. Yeah.
Because I think Dave's played very, even though they're a few kills behind, I think they play very well around objectives. I mean, they've had 3 pyros already. They don't risk the 50-50. All they do is simply draw the fight to mid, kind of battle it out. They kind of win that kind of on off. Allow the other team to back off and then just go for the objective. And they seem to have the calls just. Down to a key.
Thought up into the sky now, looking to gank onto this Rama, forces out the bees, stun, unfortunately does not connect, but Rama all alone now. Does have the ultimate, so can choose to hop into the sky if every time Aegis goes through, but it is not enough, and Hatsi gets the kill with the aid of Ganesh and the 4. Good gank there. They were posturing around early looking for the purple invade, but they will get out here. But it does mean a 3-man sort of disengaged by Goosedra. If they've recognized this, they can sort of do a Gold Fury call. But I think instead they will choose to just be aware that if they've backed, they're probably sort of giving up items. Don't want to take a team fight right now. They also need to go up and farm. Stygian Beacon going to be up in under a minute now again. Third and final one. If Order get this third beacon again, do you consider getting all 3 beacons a very big swing for a team?
I mean, it definitely gives you a big advantage. If you can have a Titan which just kind of pushes the tower and then the Phoenix, it can do really well. I've seen Titan pushes win games at 20 minutes. However, I've also seen Titan pushes literally mean nothing.
Yeah, I think we will see. I think the Titan push here will not mean a lot, but it will be a sort of fight here under the tower. Terrell goes through. Got an apple. Darmfield's put down for some safety, as it will be Ganesh trying to escape, and the beautiful free space and time gives the Janus and the Ganesh the ability to get out of dodge. They're both on very low health, and just once again we're just seeing the portals that can cover this Janus just save this team fight for Goosedra right here. But it will be a Dave's making an only Fury call instead, recognizing that the mid and support have gone. And so it will be City Bacon now available to capture, but it will be Dave's prioritizing this Gold Fury call right now. However, Goosedra are now back here, do step up, and it will be Dave securing that Gold Fury, but it will be a re-engage now by Goosedra trying to get something off that kill. Achilles is low 4, will go into the sky looking for that dunk, and will preempt to where the Achilles will go, forces out the beats. Achilles doing his best to get out of dodge, 4 escapes the stun, but won't be able to hit. Wow. Well, he will hit some on the wall, goes in, hits the double tap, gets the kill. Hatsumi now following up, gets a second kill off the back of its support, and solo of Dave's now down. 2 for Gold Fury. How you feel about the trade?
Not really worth. Oh no, I wouldn't say worth. I mean, it was the first Gold Fury. It had to go at some point, but two of Dave's members for Gold Fury, probably not worth. I think maybe even. They'll call it even, but as you can see, Goosedra also gets the
Stygian Beacon, so it won't be a full advantage towards Dave's, and we will see the sort of Titan push start up, and it has chosen sort of dual lane as its push here, as Binds or Tartarus get ready. Considering how close the state is of this game, do you reckon there'll be any structures taken with these Titan pushes, or do you think it'll be a quick and easy just deal with it?
I'm not entirely sure, I have to say, because I think Dave's has been doing really well in team fights, but I feel like Goosedra have got more kills solely because they've started a fight, they've gotten out because of the Janus, and then they've gone back in and they've killed him with, say, the Thor. Honestly, I think this Thor is playing absolutely amazing. His walls, his ults, his CC just in general is doing really well.
Yeah, Pyromancer start off by the
But,
Daves. Goosedra is around, won't be able to steal it unfortunately, but Tyr goes in, tries to fearless, but won't be able to catch out the Terror because of their passive. So now another sort of firebomb here, 3 now in the pockets of the Daves. Structures of Goosedra beware. And so yeah, Dave's prioritizing objectives here, getting those through. Titan's about to meet now and do a side. We do see rotations out of Dave's here. We'll be able to reach that side first. But yeah, still the sort of gaps between these teams, the golden XP difference is still very small. It is not. Is barely worth mentioning. Meanwhile, Yanis is going with the free space and time to sort of deal damage with that unstable vortex. And it works to be Dave's taken, and the positioning here around these Titans will clear out the other side one first. Will they choose to stay and push with their own Titan? No. They will choose to disengage, clear out the camps, and just recognizing that they're not going to really be able to take an easy team fight here, 5v5 on this side. Especially when it seems to be and especially when it seems to be that they want the Yanis to have ease of escape, and I feel like if they fight in these lanes, it's harder for the Yanis to do that. And we can assume now we're going to start seeing some posturing around this fire giant, trying to get ready. Naturally, Yanis through space and time, we have that steal potential. Rama as well, not as good at stealing, but is a bit, I guess, maybe safer and more accurate in trying to get its damage off. Do you think do you think a team is going to make a 50-50 call here? Do you think they should make that call, or do you think these teams are going to be looking to win a team fight first and then get a fight zone off the back of it?
I think they can't. They can't take the 50-50. Neither team has got like the secure do it. I mean, someone's got, Dave's got Rama roll. It's good. I think Janice, but Gush's got Janice. I think Janice is slightly better than Rama.
I'd say so.
Not amazing nonetheless. So I think both teams are just going to look at fighting. They're going to look at the fight and then see what they can make of it. So we are probably going to see a very long-winded, just beat around each other at this rate.
A fire dance here is sort of, we can see that the engage leans towards Goose, so they have the forward dash, they have the Lawbringer, they have free space and time, they can engage in these fights. Days, however, struggle to. We do see a sort of 5-man grouping now on this sort of solo side map. 5v5, not looking sort of push now. A lot of towers still up, to be fair, so if they were to win, if a team fight was to be one-handedly here, it would have to be a 5-zone call. I don't think you can easily go to a Phoenix off the back of it.
No.
And what do you think is going to be the thing to break the tension here around this fire giant dance? What is going to be the sort of the sound to interrupt the silence?
Ooh.
As we see the actually Ganesh having forward here, but will be forward like wow, no excellent secure damage to follow up to kill out of another. Meanwhile, Lawbringer in the backline will be focusing on this Discord. It hits the fearless two back, but Golden Apple from the Discord will secure the kill onto Iron 4 instead. Tyr alone in the backline trying to get this kill, but just keeps on getting shredded down. It will be an execute by the Achilles. Wall comes down by the 4 to stop it, and it will be a 1-for-2 trade there by Goosedra. Kind of feels like they forced that fight with the Ganesh going forward and really didn't have the time to group up there.
Yeah, I think so. It was almost like what I was just about to say. It seems like how they're going to win the fights is kind of them just kind of walking around, kind of punching each other, bullying each other. All of a sudden, well, right there, you've had it. All of a sudden, a Ganesh is right in front of your face. They're going to take it, even if it's slightly delayed. They took it, and because I don't think every member of their team was entirely ready. It didn't exactly play off amazingly, but nonetheless, it kind of did what they wanted. But I think both teams played very well, and it ended up in nothing.
But everyone will be allowed to respawn. Pyromancer Fury as well join the respawning. There will be days to start off this Pyromancer, and Goose will nowhere to be seen to sort of deal with it, and that's going to be another bomb added to the pockets of the Daves. We do see Ganesh. Nah, he's not. He's not going to risk stealing it and getting caught out again. It will be another sort of firebomb added to Dave's pockets. Firebombing its right can be used as a steal, but I don't know how often that will happen. Tyr nearly gets caught out there by Dave, but won't be enough. But it actually seems to be a step forward here by Dave stepping towards Goosedra's side of the jungle. Fire Circle is up, so that's going to deal quite a bit of dot damage to anyone that walks on through. And yeah, a bit of a scattering here by Dave's trying to see if there's anyone here to potentially to be able to sort of drag up. And it will be sort of disengaged by both teams to sort of even out. We do see an item I haven't seen a lot of, but there was a lot of talk of it appearing. Is this Runeforged glyph we've seen here with the Fallen Achilles? And yeah, so we might not have the opportunity to talk about it as we do see a fight now under Tier 2 Tower. Dark goes up, Unstable Vortex goes through, chunks down the tower, but won't be enough to sort of deal with a lot of threat. Meanwhile, Tower will go down for the side of Goosedra. Will be a 4-man ult there by the Terror, though. Meanwhile, Lawbringer goes in, focusing on to another. Aegis spots through, but it will be a first kill of that team fight to go to the Discordia. Ironfall finishes off the kill onto the ADC. And still, both teams. Dave's surrounded here. Lawbringer hits the one-man Phyllis, but gets pushed out there by the Kuka lane. Gets rid of that in place, and that will be easier sort of sides determined here, and will be Dave's retreating back to the Fire Giant sort of dance. And it feels like a lot happened in that fight, but very little is happening from these fights.
Yeah. I watched Dave's set a week ago, I think, and this is just how they play. They're very good at kind of playing off the back of each other. Very good at kind of just fighting in general. So they always kind of make a trade where neither team wins anything. They literally just beat each other, and it turns into a very long game. So we're 34 minutes in, and still there seems to be absolutely no clear winner here.
Indeed, and they're not even like choosing to separate from this fire sign. They are all focusing on this fire sign. Do you think one of these teams should try and split push, try and get a sneaky objective on the other side of the map, or do you agree that they should just all be here on fire giant?
The impatient me just is almost telling me to scream and split push, but I know that even if a single player is missing in that team fight, it will go to whoever has their full team.
Yeah.
So I don't think either team can really afford to split push. Though I think everybody wants them to at this point.
Indeed, it will be once again. We return to this fire giant dance as we see right now. Will be Dave's taking along most of the startup here. They're not actually going to start fire giant. I think that once again, neither team wants to risk the sort of 50-50 take here. It will be another trying dealing some damage here against the tier. Bead and Aegis nearly up now for everyone. And so with all relics online, all the ultimates online, it's just waiting for that tension to be broken. Tyr doing a lot of stepping up here, trying to sort of catch someone out, and it will actually be a good four-wall there to stop the fight there from getting any worse and allowing the Tyr to escape right there. Tyr seems to be the one that Goosedra have elected to step up and try and get a fearless and try and catch someone out. Do you agree with that call? Do you think it's okay to have Tyr just walking around?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the best way for a tier to play. Just walk around, try and catch people. Just walk around, smack him. What's his build? He's got movement speed. Yeah. I think that guy will be fine. He's got the heal to then, move faster. He's got additional movement speed. That is how you play tier. Just walk around.
It actually seems to be that Dave's looking to sort of catch out this tier here, but the movement speed on this tier just allows him to get out of dodge real quickly. And so the Dave's return to the fire giant will seem to pick up another pyromancer, add 4 to their pockets. But Goosedra are choosing to step up now. It may actually be a bit of an easy still, but it will be Dave's able to secure it. Goosedra not there in time, and yeah, 4 now in the pockets of Dave's, one on every member.
Yeah.
See if they can get a set right now. And yeah, and once again, Goosedra just not they are just not able. Tyr's not able to find anything, and Dave's cannot chase down this Tyr to deal with his posturing. So, do you think this is gonna be broken down by a mistake by someone, or by impatience and them just choosing to step forward because they want to get it done with?
I think Dave's has got a plan. I think if they get enough pyro bombs, they can backdoor and just bomb the Titan and
Yeah, but will actually be an engage now. Terror and Dark Pillars go through. Ganesh takes a lot of damage there. Golden Apple does connect and will secure the kill onto that Ganesh. But meanwhile, 4Dunk connects right down and deals with another. Once again, other falls down first on his side of the team. Really sort of shuts down any possibility here for Phoenix Call. But with 4 Phoenix bombs, 4 fire bombs on you, do you need an ADC? One after another after another, and that middle Phoenix falls with 1 firebomb to spare. And just, yeah, once again, even though one member of Goosedra fell down, it just felt like they fully abandoned that Phoenix fight. Maybe, do you think they were aware how many firebombs Dave's had, or do you think they were just like, okay, we don't really want to step up here?
I mean, you can always look if they have I think you can always tell if they have bombs. However, I think they just entirely forgot. It's been such a long, such a long time. They've been collecting these for ages. And I think just as you were saying, are they gonna get tired? Are they gonna bored? And are they gonna slightly push up too far? I think that's it. They got fed up. They went, do you know what? We got enough bombs. Let's go blow up a Phoenix and make their life hell. I mean, I would have really liked if they got the left Phoenix, but I think a mid Phoenix is very good nonetheless.
I think if they went all the way over there, even if they would have gotten it, but then maybe given Goosedra too much time and just allowed them to set up around this fire giant. So still, a Phoenix is a Phoenix. Good pickup by them. Will force Goosedra to lose one of their members to clear out the lane. But who does Goosedra send here to clean up, to sort of clear out this minion waves in mid?
Probably the Janus, I want to say. He can clear waves quite well, quite easily, and I think he's got the mobility to kind of stay safe.
Yep, and it will seem to be that is the case. They will send them around. But it's not going to be a 5v4 off the back of this, as Achilles himself is doing some sort of sneaky shenanigans on Duo's side right now, choosing to sort of maybe push forward. But no one has teleport, so if there were to be a split push, it's not like someone can very quickly respond to it. But will be Dharmic Pillars in the backline to try and catch that once again. Another forced around. Lobin goes up into the sky. Rama, having to escape as far as he can, goes up into the sky looking for these snipes. Misses one, but does hit 2 in response. And with a lot of low health, but will actually be Tyr finishing off once again. 0-7. This Rama is not having fun in these team fights, getting dealt with very quickly. And the team fight went that way because it was a 5v4. But will Achilles manage to get a Phoenix on the back of it? No, they don't have Firebomb. Ganesh is now backed. Not much they can do about it. Still 40 seconds now down for Ram ADC. Do you think they can do a 5-time Goosedra in this time?
No. I mean, no team here can. If I was Goosedra, I'd probably look at doing another fight. Well, there you go. They've already started doing pyro. Do you know, that's them saying, right, we've had enough. We've had enough of days taking pyro. We're gonna get one right there. Overall, I think it was a bit of an impatient, call to push left as a Cullen without teleport.
It will actually be Fire Giant started up here by Goosedra, but it is burning slowly.
Yeah,
they will have to change off of it. Tyr in the backline, but meanwhile Ganesh getting absolutely shredded. Hatsi getting absolutely shredded down, and Achilles is able to finish off that kill. Golden Apple goes through, but it won't find any purchase, and so it will be a quick disengage by Goosedra as they lose their ADC now. And so now Daves will step up and I guess look to start this or maybe follow through. No, it will be them starting it up now. Rama is on it, shredding through, but it will actually be them choosing to focus on the Tyr. Instead, has to Lawbringer out of there, just able with a sliver of his life. And Dave's return to the Fire Giant, looking to try and get it down, but it is shredding slowly. Meanwhile, Achilles steps up now, trying to deal with this 4 who's looking at it, and the 4 will hammer away. Meanwhile, Fire Giant only about half health with 3 people on it here. Rama does not have the... Well, I don't know why he doesn't have the damage, but he is slowly taking it down. Only about quarter health now. And it should go handedly towards Days for the first fire sign of the game. 45
It's an
minutes
EFT.
in.
Oh my gosh.
45
Oh,
minutes
oh,
in is our first fire
oh my
giant.
gosh.
Mega. This game is long.
Right.
Fire Mid Phoenix does spawn back in, but minions are walking towards it, but should be dealt with fine. Do you think they will win off of this fire giant, or do you think we're going to be looking for a 50-minute EFG?
I'm hoping for an hour. Let's go. Come on.
May as well
They're
go
all
all the
gonna.
way.
This is it. I'm calculating it. They're all gonna die here, pushing the siege, and we're gonna be looking at another 20-minute fire around fire.
Well,
That's it.
only one way to find out. Dave, step forward and we'll start hitting this as Lawbringer will go into it, choose the engage, gets a stun onto that target. Dark Pillars goes through. Rama taking a lot of damage. Full wall does not connect. Chooses to going in there, but Golden Apple unfortunately misses the target. Yanis, meanwhile, does able to secure that kill. Rama gets another with the snipes, hops back down, and should be able to get out of dodge very soon. Some healthy targets, some low health targets. Fire Giant will help Dave's resustain back up. Phoenix, though, did not fall in that engagement, so only a 1-for-1 trade, mid for jungle, and that will sort of put a sort of spanner in Goosedra's cogs, and so they will have to disengage off of that push.
Yeah, that was worth the Goosedra. They sacrificed the Thor, but they got the Scordia, so that's one. Wow, that's their mage without EFG.
Yeah.
It's quite large.
Especially since Discordia is the one holding their passive, as we can see with this player damage chart right here.
Yep.
So being able to take that away as well just means a lot of damage is off the table. Surely they still have a lot of Phoenix potential here with still 4 people on it. I doubt they'd give up this push completely off the back of losing one engagement. Or do you think they should just play it safe and wait for the next fire giant?
I think they should probably look at this gold. If they go for left Phoenix, I'm not entirely sure. It's what's the time? What would be the timer on EFG now? Probably about 60 seconds.
It's a 5-minute respawn.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 2:30.
All right. Yeah. So quite a while.
They've still got the
If
buffer
I was them, then
minutes.
I would probably take that then. That's completely off of my
Yeah.
times, but yeah, I'd probably take it. Unless you get caught like that, Tara.
Old War Gold does connect, but does not shut him out completely, and so Goosedra will step back and choose to continue defending this sort of left side here. Should Daves be trying to split push here, or do you think they have to do these full 5v5 engagements?
They have to. Dave's has to do the 5v5. This Achilles is full tank, pretty much. He's not going to be able to split push anything. He's not going to hit the Phoenix for anything. The minions are going to. So they have to take the 5v5. I mean, you can always push minions, but
yep, and they will choose to push up here on this suicide Phoenix. Rama gets pushed aside, is able to kill the bird, but will lose his life because of it. That Phoenix went down very quickly, I think with the aid of some Phoenix bombs, but we do lose for it. Golden Apple does connect on the Ganesh, but he eats it and deals with nothing because of it. Yanis, free space and time, goes through, but a beautiful terror wall there to sort of block out the portal so they can't chase fully, but it will continue to be able to chase. But Kukale and Achilles now sort of trying to wrap around, trying to catch someone out. Unstable Vortex goes through, but does not find purchase onto this Achilles. So it will be another Fire Giant buff stricken down, but Fire Giant is now lost on all the members. 1 minute till respawn. 4v5 fight, no Fire Giant buffs. But a left Phoenix was gotten, so worth for Daves?
Yeah, I would say worth. Almost perfectly timed. I feel kind of bad for the Rama. He's going 1 and 8.
He's not playing for KDA, he's playing for the win.
Yeah, he's going for the win. Yeah, exactly. Like a few times, I think he's definitely being targeted. I'll tell you that. And on top of that, I think his positioning was a bit wild sometimes around walls. But again, because he's getting targeted, he's being pushed that way. But on top of that, I thought that Phoenix dive was a really good idea from him. 100% he was dead for it. But in his head, he had to get that Phoenix. Yeah. It will allow him and his team to get fire so much easier.
Yeah, he's not giving away a shutdown penalty. He will be
And he
respawned
comes
in
back on
time.
perfect time for the fire.
Exactly. So definitely worth it there. I mean, the extra goal from killing him is not going to be worth much at nearly 50 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, we do just see. Well, as we saw there very quickly, Yanis did purchase the 3K power pot. So, unstable vortex and free space and time is well. Yanis combo potentially might one shot someone here if they're not careful. So definitely need to be wary right now if you're in his eye line. And we do see a big step up here by Davies pushing forwards. The last Fire Giant dance took around 15 minutes. Uh, do you think that's? Do you think they're going to look to do the same length here, or do you think the teams are going to be a lot more impatient and just try and
I
get this
mean,
through?
I called it. I said they
You
were
did
going to
call
do it
it.
at the siege, and they're going to no. Honestly, I think Dave's has a mass advantage with the Phoenix. This should not be a 20-minute dance. This should be quite clean, almost,
Yeah.
because
Who do you send to deal with this left side? But will actually be a bit of an engagement here. By tier 4 goes up into the sky here. There's a really soon to be able to fight. He will choose to go in now, but Achilles will be the one to get the first kill onto this Yanis. That's a lot of power gone. Meanwhile, other than another, does go down in his place. Blink in there. Kuklane will finish off that kill. Lawbringer used down to try and do some damage, but Discordia chunking him down with that with the Terra CC helping out. And it will be another kill there for the Discordia. 3-for-1 trade at the moment, benefiting Daves. And it will look like Daves are going to look to try and push forward here. They don't have ADC, they don't even have fire bombs, but you already have a Phoenix down. You don't have to get another here. But they will choose to and focus on it. Maybe realize. Will they go for the end? They are choosing to step up forward. Only two members down. No one up for another 30 seconds. So if they do have the damage, so it just depends. Will Goosedra have enough to defend them here? Probably waiting for minions now to sort of sally on in. Gonna take a while. 20 seconds now till Yanis is up a kit, and they will step into the phone room. Terror goes down. Diamond Pillars put in. Does a lot of damage to this Discordia, but will it be enough? No, it shall not. Perfect Bees and Aegis is allowed to get the kill onto this. Onto the 4. Damage is going through. 4 seconds up until Yanis. Achilles finishes off with another kill, and that will be game 1 to Dave's. And
wow.
it was a slog, but Dave's, I
Yep.
think, put their pressure on beautifully, and it got to the point where the respawn timers meant that any death could be your last death, and we saw that right there.
Yeah, I think both teams like us. It's I said at the beginning, both like all UD teams seem to have a way of playing, and it all just comes down to how that way of playing works out, and just what's better really however they play. I think Goosedra played a very kind of dive, take out the ADC. Rest in peace, that Rama. I
And to
feel
be
bad
fair,
for
they
him.
did succeed.
But
Like, Ravama did die very quickly in every team fight.
yep. But I mean, we only saw the Rama die. It was a good idea, but I think Goosedra, I think just the way Dave's play isn't a very good matchup for Goosedra in a way, because they're very good at that kind of reaction on a dive and just being able to get out. So just because of that, Goosedra dives in. They get the Rama, but then I think two of them die, and then Dave's has the advantage. And it all just kind of comes into the longer the game goes on, the stronger Dave's is going to come out, and I think Dave's knows that, and
Indeed.
that's just how they play.
I mean, we can see what that was like there. Minakina with nearly 48k on Discordia. Rama with more deaths than the rest of his team combined. But yeah, we don't get this Rama deaths, but the Rama died for a cause. He
Yeah,
died for the team to win.
he died for the team. I mean, oh wow!
Exactly.
To be honest, look at those wards. Oh my god, abysmal.
Oh,
That's why he
5
died.
wards. That's what, yeah,
That's
Jesus
why he
Christ,
died.
man. They need to get some wards in those pockets. My God. But yeah, and so, um, I don't know if we're having a break between the games, so we'll just keep on talking for the moment as they start. I'm getting with protecting that we can, so we will go to a break right now as we prepare to go into game 2. So stay tuned for this upper division set. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Game 2 of this Goosedra v Dave's Upper Division set. Sorry for the delay, took a while to get the match ID, but we are back in for Game 2 after nearly a 50-minute Game 1 there, ending up with the Dave's victory. Very close at the entirety of it, only really the final team fight to decide that final victory, and maybe a whole lot of firebombs to help open it up in the first place. I'm joined back by Omega in chair 2. Ginger Arts are still on production, and as we go into picks and bans, and already Goosedra, even though others end the game with 1-9, I think they have taken this farm off the table. How do you feel about that ban?
I am shocked. I am shocked actually. Maybe they just struggled with it, dealing with it. Maybe it was a bit too much of a safe pick. Like I said, they were diving the Rama heavy, but they were sacrificing their own team for it. 1 for 2 every time.
I think because they're all the style, I think they're trying to pick out the Hatsi first pick, and then Rama is traditionally a counter, so they're trying to take it off the table.
Really? Because I'm thinking more like...
Or safe to ban it.
I feel like they're trying to force the other team onto maybe less of a self-peel god, so they can just kind of ruin them and then move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my thinking, but nonetheless, I think all the other bands are relatively okay. Again, this time we're not seeing the Nox this time though. That's interesting. I think she goes absolutely. There it is. Yeah, see.
And so it will be first pick here for Gusa. Will we see Hachiman taken once again for Iron 4? Or will they... Nope. Nope, there. I see it being hovered.
Yep.
And...
Oh!
I was not expecting this. It is actually going to be
top pick Fenrir. Oh wait. Apparently. Nope. Okay, sorry. It is Fenrir top pick.
I guess it is a counter into Hatsiman. Hatsi cannot get away from the brutalize easily, even with the ultimate. Fenrir will just chase it through.
That's true.
But then, is it going to be the Fenrir jungle, a Fenrir support, maybe?
I'm coming for you, laddie!
And I'm also that Dave's isn't even taking Hatsi here. They are just realising it.
I don't know. I mean, I think I get what they're doing. You know, they pick Fenrir, so Dave's can't pick Hachi. But then that means they're just completely open to countering Fenrir.
Yeah, they will still take it. They will hold Cupid, but then Cupid has the same thing of, well, he can't escape it that easily, so they will keep on going with this Hatsi man. Does have the sort of CC mean ultimate, so they can sort of try and ignore the Ragnarok bite. But yeah, we were seeing Fenrir picked first here. It was banned out in the second phase in game 1. I mean, where do you think we are seeing this Fenrir? Is it going to the jungler?
Gotta, right? I mean, I don't see any. I mean, you can't have a Fenrir support. Surely not. I mean, I understand that it was good in previous seasons, but I can't see it being too particularly amazing now.
Yeah. And it will be an Achilles and X-Bolt to round out the Goosedra's first round of picks here. Achilles we saw in Artie Baker's jungle last time. Assuming this is a Fenrir jungle, this seems to be Achilles solo now, so the tanky bruiser style of Achilles will make more sense in this solo role. And we do see X-Bolt here to sort of counter this Hatchi in lane. How do you feel Xbalanque does versus the Hatchi man?
Honestly, I think that's very good, actually. I think Xbalanque is one of the best ADCs right now. I think his ult's really good, really good. It's definitely going to allow Goosedra to kind of, well, you know, based on their playstyle, just kind of dive a lot easier. So to do that, Xbalanque will rise above the rest.
And it will be a Discordia to round up Dave's first set of picks here. Discordia did top damage last game. That is really good at shredding down these tanks and dealing with these squishies. Do you think we'll see it shine equally as well here, or do you think what can counter this Discordia here by Goosedra?
Probably an Agni. I think Agni does pretty well, surely. What are the good? I mean, Baba's already banned, but the Agni is available. Well, we say that with Janus, I think does okay. I think the Janus did pretty well last game as well, but
we do see it banned out here as well.
yeah,
I mean, since we have the Fenrir top pick, CC immunity is being on the forefront of the minds, I expect, by Dave's. Kukulane has CC immunity in his ultimate in both of his transformations. Hatsuman has CC immune ultimate. Discordia has a CC immune ultimate. So all characters at the moment can press 4 and ult and try and ignore this Ragnarok bite. There will be a Herbois banned off here, maybe fearing that would. Do you agree? Herbois, Herbois mid, I guess, because then is not picking Herbois when you're up against Fenrir. It will be a Circuit and Terror to round out the bans, as we do see the god of farming himself, Bakasura, into our game. Bakasura into Fenrir. How do you feel about that matchup?
I think the Bakasura should just win. However, I feel like this Fenrir is probably played right or well. I think it's probably going to have a bit more of an impact than Bakasura.
No, it is. What is okay? Is it Fenrir support or Achilles support? Because it hardly has to go in jungle. So
yeah, I
is
mean,
it Fenrir solo Achilles support or Fenrir support
Fenrir
Achilles?
support.
It has to be Fenrir support.
Yeah.
Which
That's
feels
shocking.
weird. I mean, I'm all for it. I like it.
It almost feels criminal, really. And an Ares to kind of
Yeah, and Ares will go big here, stop the Kali Agni escaping. Fenrir will just have his entire kit removed from him with that cripple. So I really like this Ares pickup here to finalise Dave's draft. But I feel we need to talk more about this Fenrir support here. If it is ending up being a Fenrir support, like, it's a 4 physical team for Goosedra, so I should expect to see a few sovereignties on the side of Dave's, maybe even some physical defense for the mid and jungle. How does this Fenrir support aid in this game?
I don't know. I'm generally speechless at this Fenrir support. I mean, okay, so the Fenrir support is going to be ideally Beatburn. That's what I can see. And what that's going to help is preferably the Agni and the Kali.
Yeah.
Which will probably allow them to have a few more good kills, good damage. But I think it's also going to play quite a bit into supporting this Jablonke. The Fenrir is able to dive. The Jablonke is good at diving. All of their team are very good at diving here, and the Achilles is a good setup too. But we're going into the game.
And yep, so our suspicions are recognised. It is going to be that Fenrir support. Not going for the Lono's mask, is sticking to his Sentinel's sort of gift here for their starter, going towards the blink. Will be a lot of beads on the side of Goosedra, even on their Ares, who you typically want to see with a sort of blink to try and help with his engage and his ultimate. Let's also what Ares, because I love this as a final pick into this game. His chains, if they land, the cripples will do a lot of damage versus Dave's. How aggressive do you think then that Goosedra have to be? Do you think they want to try and get this early game going, or do you think they want to wait late for this Discordia and Bakasura to get online?
I think the best way is probably to farm. But nonetheless, I think Dave's has got a very good team to go into it. Sorry, Goosedra. Yeah, sorry, Goosedra. I did think that was weird. I think Goosedra's got a very good team to go into it. Oh, there's a pause. Honestly, I was a bit shocked about Dave's team comp. Just as I was talking about how they're very good at this team where they fight each other, they brawl each other out, and then kind of get out. They've decided to go for a lot more, what seems to be a lot more damage dealing team.
Yeah. We are
Um,
going to go to this break screen quickly, people, as we sort of try and get through this pause as quickly as possible. But yeah, so is this going to be another late game here for both of these teams, or do either of these drafts scream to you that they're looking to do stuff early?
I think the Goosedra is looking to start stuff early. I mean, I think the Fenrir pick can do bits, especially into this Bakasura. If it's a Fenrir sport, I think it's going to do well into this Bakasura. I think it just kind of, I don't know. If I was the Fenrir support, I would just target the Bakasura, just pin him down as much as possible. Make the Fenrir make the Bakasura use as much as possible on the Fenrir, basically, and then someone else, and then the Kali just absolutely ruin him. If I was gonna pick a team, I'd probably say it goes to Goosedra. Yeah.
Indeed, and we will see this plays out. Will be a Thieves pickup here by Ares. I guess still worrying about the damage that Agni can pump out here. Does want to give away some magical protections auras. Bakasur will be here on the duo side to help clean up. Well, I say share that shield camp. He is taking it for himself. He wants all that farm. He wants to get level 5 as quick as possible to lay down this cripple field to single out someone even more so. And I think also an item I'm seeing crop up here and there, and we see this on Discord, is this Warlock Staff. And it's being sort of heralded as a good defensive option for those that can't do the Baba Yaga Prophetic. It gives you, I think, a lot of power, and as I will pause that forward as Kali goes into his Kuka lane here. Unfortunately, the stun does not connect, and Sped will be able to get out of there. But as I was saying, Warlock Staff, it was nerfed still with everything else that got nerfed in the 10.6 patch, but because it is a stacking item, its power is somewhat still decent proportionally to where it was. How do you think how do you think the difference in these mid builds are going to shape their game?
It's interesting. It seems to be that the Discordia has decided to go a bit more tankier. Basically the idea for Warlock staffs is to just go a bit tankier so you can survive a bit longer, as per the tank meta. But we haven't entirely seen that being done by every mage in mid. It's not exactly necessary. Just as we see here, Discordia is going a bit tankier, and Agni's decided to go full brutal damage. But I don't think either one's wrong. And I don't think either one changes too much regarding their damage they're going to deal out.
Yeah. Absolutely fair.
So.
Yeah, no, that's fair analysis right there. And we do see heavy farming going on for both sides of these teams, trying to get to this level 5 state as early as possible. Beads going to be clutch here a lot to shred down these beads for both teams. We have the Ares ultimate, the Ragnarok, Agni bombs, a lot here that will use up your beads quickly and thus put you in a very vulnerable position. What do you? I'll pause. Actually, no, I don't think much. Ultimates are up for duo side, so at least you can start shredding the bees now with these Ares ultimates. In terms of the Ares ultimate and the Fenrir ultimate, both good. Hang on a sec. Ares steps up here, will go into the Ragnarok, but beads will go down now. Export does go through, but we do see a rotation here by both of the junglers onto the duo side. It will be Kali picking up the kill now. First blood on to other than another. And it will be chasing down this Bakasura. Ares will offer the body block to scare away. But meanwhile, a fight here in mid as a golden apple is eaten by Agni. Takes a lot of damage, but Discordia also quite low here, but a dash out will keep Agni safe. Very close midfight here, but it will be Kali going in now. Will choose to stun out of Discordia, ult in with a destruction, and it will be a 2-0 start for this Kali for Goosedra.
Well, that was pretty good, I think, by the Agni. Just kind of holding the Discordia just in mid-wave until the Kali was going to rotate. Pretty good.
Good communication there within those teams, and it will be a good start for this Carly. Would hope to see this start on the back of Saw and Artsy Baker to get a good start, but Carly does a lot of damage as well. How do you think this Carly and Bakasor actually? Now I'm going to put that right there, as we do see Achilles in a lot of trouble here, and it will be Bakasor picking up a kill of his own onto this solo lane. All lanes have now been felt by the Jungler's Embrace duo and mid, fearing the Kali, solo fearing the Bakasora. And so this could be, both of these gods are very similar in their sort of build items and their playstyle. Which one do you think is going to be more of a menace to the enemy's backline, the Kali or the Bakasora?
I think Kali and Bakasora are probably going to do more depending on the team they're going into. And personally, I think because Goosedra kind of did this Fenrir pick to kind of juke everyone out. I mean, it surprised me. Let's just say that. This Kali pick was completely unexpected and wasn't really being dealt with in the draft. So I think this Kali is going to be able to do a lot more in the team fights than the Bakasora. But I think the Bakasora should be able to do plenty of damage himself.
Indeed, and we do see Fenrir support looking, stepping forward in the camps, but unfortunately the chains will not connect, and Dutcher will get out of dodge quite quickly. Yeah, and once again, we'll see how long it takes before the build differs between these junglers. Both have gone Eye of the Jungle, Golden Blade, going towards, I assume, Kin size. Ares, meanwhile, being a bit more aggressive here, doing a lot of damage on the Kali. Kali chooses not to use bees and actually goes into the fight, uses destruction, but that might be a mistake. X-Ball goes through, and Kali chooses to re-engage here, so it will be a 4-man collapse onto this fight here. Execution at the ready, and it will be X-Ball taking the kill on to Artsy Baker. Meanwhile, Achilles has to use that ultimate to get out of dodge, and this feels like Dave's trying to be a good aggressor. I was amazed that Kali not beating that Ares ult there. How about you?
What I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't feel like this Kali's gonna beat because I don't see anybody with the Ares. But then just before she got pulled in, I recognised that the Bakasora was there and she needed the beads. She didn't realise that herself. And well, obviously just had to play with her role.
Still managed to get out though.
Exactly. I mean, that's the power of Kali. This is just why I think
Meanwhile, possible solo kill here. Hatsuman has to get out of dodge, and the horse will give him the distance to escape the bowler coming out of X-Ball here. Hatsi actually stepping up, but it won't be there in time to catch out this backing X-Ball. I believe X-Ball getting quite... The bowlers do a lot of damage, and of course the bowler augmented auto attacks can do a lot here compared to Hatsi's augmented attacks. How do you think Hatsi's going to have as a defensive game here as he did in game 1, where he will get quite a few solo kills here, or do you think X-Ball is going to be able to put up a lot more of a fight?
I mean, as we're seeing, I think X-Ball is already slightly ahead. I mean, he's got a kill, and the Hachi's already died. But I mean, I don't think this Hachi should be any slump.
Oh, how so they will actually focus on this Bakasor here, going towards the jungle. Kali goes in, hits the stun, but unfortunately will have to go out. But unfortunately, will he choose the beads? The Kali will use the beads there. X-Ball chooses not to... I'm confused there. X-Ball chooses not to bead the Ares ultimate. I guess mistimed his dash. Meanwhile, Golden Apple goes through. Destruction helps immunes out the Discordia Apple damage there, but it's taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Hatsu needs to escape the grass. But Kali will jump out, but it will be brutalized to chase forward on to this Hatsuman. Will it be enough to finish off the kill? I don't really like the pathing, but it will be an excellent dodge there. And while Fenrir will secure the kill, the tower will finish him off as well. So a sort of 1-for-1 trade, a 2-for-1 trade there for the Daves right there. How do you feel about that team fight?
I mean, I'm confused about the Jablonke. He didn't dash, he didn't beads, but instead decided to
Eat it.
dash, yeah, eat it and dash under tower. I'm not entirely sure why. We didn't.
Maybe he thought he could still escape out easily
Of a tier
after
2?
being pulled. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back to going for the invade here, and Carly will have to dash out. Beats not quick to be used here by Goosedra. They're trying to hold it on. I mean, this Fenway just doing all he can to sort of be a menace on this side of the jungle, just sticking to anyone he can. But I mean, as you can see from Carly and Expo, they're not really beating this air result. What do you think they're saving the beads for? Do you think they want to try and escape the cripple field from the back of Sora? Or like, what do you think they're holding it for?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think the Shablanki should hold his beads for the Bakasura. Oh, however, well, I mean, just going back to the incident, I'm not entirely sure why he didn't just dash the Ares zone. But you know, we move on. Yeah, he should save his beads for the Bakasura. He's got a dash which will immune the Ares, but that dash won't work in a Bakasura. So what is going on there?
No clue. Maybe just sort of standing there just to confuse the enemy. Citizen Beacon up in 30 seconds. Will we see sort of a bit of a grouping now by Dave's around the side as Ragnarok will be used to pick up the Bakasaur here, but will be able to jump out of there. Export ult is used to give him some clouds to escape with. But we'll see a bit more of a collapse here as sort of Ares is stepping forward. Ultimate at the ready. Might be able to pull a few beads here, but they will return. Stadium Beacon is open up. Will Goosedra choose to give up the first one once again? It does seem to be the case. Agni is going to probably step up to clear away, maybe shoot a few Agni bombs, but not much fighting to be done here, especially since Sped has rotated over, probably looking to try and get a bit more gold than Stygian Beacon, but not. And so, I mean, to be fair, I guess he's been farming a lot. He is nearly 2 levels up, but it will actually be Bakasaur going up against the X-Ball here. X-Ball has to beat out the cripple fields and also dash away. And so, a good exchange there. But it will actually be a chase onto this Bakasaur, but Akali's very low, only has the beads for safety. But they will once again get out of dodge there. Bakasaur choosing not to chase. Sped able to get oh no, never God, they're going back and forth here. Bakasaur will choose to keep on munching down. Expo dashed out, but then sort of loop back in. But I'm guessing that's the end of that fight. I don't think they're going back in now.
No.
And yeah, a lot of skirmishes happening around this sort of jungle. Do you think these teams are looking for these picks, or do you think they're just trying to harass and to just give them more space to farm up?
I think that's quite interesting actually. I think Dave's is the one's trying to kind of harass and bully.
Ares also goes through, but Ragnarok. Sorry, I hate to pause, cut you off there.
Yeah.
Tried to outlast the Ragnarok ultimate, but Ragnarok lasted a long time there, and what the CC mean kept up for the time for the pull in, and so that will be a disengage right there. Sorry, back to your point.
Oh, yeah, it seems like Dave's just kind of trying.
Never mind, I have to cut you off again. As it will be the Carly engagement on Patsy, man. But it will be Darkest Lights going in, looking to exchange autos here. But and it will be Expo finishing off, but Bakasaur here to clean up the kill. Carly actually going to go in here with the destruction, but Bakasaur is healthy 8 minion, but it's not enough, and Carly able to munch him down. It will be trade. But here comes Ares, does not have the blink, but will hit the chains. Will it be enough? It will be. It will be a jungle and ADC trade right there for both teams. Ares coming in to clean up the spoils. God of War himself needs those. And yeah, just a bit of a weird fight there. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Does that benefit anyone, or is it just a simple trade?
I think it's a simple trade. I mean, give it to Ares. Sure, why not? More gold for Ares. But
yeah, Ares came out with a victory, so yeah, more gold. Get ahead of this sort of Fenrir. Get those.
I mean, maybe I possibly go to the side of Goosedra, because then that means the Hachi got nothing from that.
Indeed,
apart from maybe an assist.
We do see XP and gold lead, leaning towards Dave's, nearly 4, about 3.5k. But it is mostly due to Sped here being out farming the Achilles and the sort of bloods and the kills given over to Ares there as we got the end there. I mean, a 3-level experience difference right now in supports, 3-level difference in solos. Dave's prioritizing their tanks here. How do you think that fares?
I think it's been more that the Fenrir has just been rotating.
Sorry, going
a
to
lot
pause
more.
your point as Dave's are now doing are now doing Fury. They are eager to do this stuff, but Carly is stepping forward, but won't be there in time. Dave's get that goal Fury. Sorry, please continue.
Oh, it's alright. I think they're just doing it on purpose. Look, there you go.
There you go. Looking for it once again. Unfortunately, Tame is the second time. Fenrir will pick up the Ares actually, but will beat out, and it will be an Ares pulling right now. Connects onto the Fenrir, but Kali blinks in now. The Scordia finishes off the kill onto the Fafnir, but Kali with destruction doing a lot of damage, but not able to actually secure any of these kills. A lot of damage being done to Scordia, unfortunately not able to escape the artillery blast of the Agni Bomb, and it will be X-Files clean up that other kill. 1 for 2 trade, support for support, and a mid for Cherry on top. And so, yeah, but we can lump that in with the sort of Gold Fury. Dave's got a kill in Gold Fury, but lost 2. Who does that benefit there, would you say?
I mean, what? Dave's got the Gold Fury.
Yeah.
And then they engaged in that fight. I kind of like to see it as kind of 2 separate things. I mean, fair enough, Dave's got the gold, and then they engaged in a fight and just lost 2. I guess it's just Goosedra just kind of making that back, but I think gold's worth slightly more than 2
Unfortunately, there is going to be a trade-off on the dual side of the map, with Bakasura coming in to clean it off again. I was looking at the map, and yeah, X-Fol putting up the pressure, chose to dive tower, did manage to finish for the kill, but Baka was right there to help secure it down. And yeah, so once again, duos trading out themselves, giving the Bakasura a kill, but it's still 16-16 tied here for these junglers, and we are getting to the late game where the sort of Kali and Baka are going to start doing a lot now. We do see a Phalanx on the side on this Bakasura going for some defense here. How do you think that fares with the Bakasura going a bit of defense?
I think it'll be pretty good.
Gonna cut you off now as we see Carly gets pulled in, gets cripple fielded, does use the destruction, but it is not enough. 3 ultimates used to kill the Carly there, and yeah, it was close, but Carly is down and Stadium Beacon is near to respawning. Only about 10 seconds left in it, so down for a crucial part of this fight. Teleports not available for any of the solos, so it will be just a fight going on right here. Should be going towards Dave's favour, and yeah, that should be it. And we do see a bit more of a physical defense being brought on the side of Dave's. We do see the breastplate of Valor as well on this Discord. How do you like that pickup? Actually, no, sorry, gonna shut you off because I think there's a bit of a fight going on in the enemy jungle right now. Fenrir goes in to try and steal it. I think is unsuccessful in doing so, has to ult to escape, but gets caught out by the Ares chains and will get munched up by Bakasura, giving over another kill. Bit of an overextension there maybe by the Fenrir, but actually no, it may... Well, sorry, that is a bit of an overextension, but we do see a bit of a sort of 1v1 now happening over on the solo side. Meanwhile, Pyromancer being called by Dave's side over here. Goosedra are aware, but I don't think they're going to be able to step up. Meanwhile, actually, no, Tyler Warmatize going to try and step up. Has Sealed Bass, but it's not going to be enough. Dave's able to get that Pyromancer there available. Meanwhile, still the skirmish going on. Hatsi will be backing off in the left side. Expo will be free to farm. And yeah, Pyrobomb giving up. Oboes are plenty on the side of Dave's. 2 oboes right now. Going to be a lot of damage being lightninged across the team fight right now. If you're on Goosedra, you're going to be feeling a lot of that. And because we have these sort of 2 auto attacks on both teams, how do you think the objective shred is going to be like when it comes to Fire Giant?
A lot quicker than last game.
A lot quicker indeed.
Yeah.
Do you think this is once again be you have to win a team fight before? I'm not going to ask you a question because you might get caught off again. It will be an Ares on the right here. Will pull back on both the Fenrir and the Kali. Cripple goes out. The goes to say is chunking it down. Bakasaur gets the 1 kill onto the X-Ball. Carly not able to secure any kills. Does not have destruction at the ready, but Agni sends out the flame to scare off the Bakasaur, saving Carly's life. X-Ball unfortunately falls there. Okay, do you have time to ask you a question?
Yeah, do we risk it? No. That Kelly's just gone into the hatchy. And
yeah, they are fighting.
I think I should just give up talking at this rate.
No.
I think they're doing it on purpose.
No, let's see. So, do you think once similar to the last game, they can't really try and 50-50, or do you think one team has a lot better steal secure than the other?
I think the difference this time is...
You're not going to talk Carly's into, but actually no, Carly is. Oh no, Hatsu's choosing to go in, Ultron in, but destruction is used. X-Ball goes out for the Darkest Night will sort of beat that away, but it's not enough. Achilles looking for the execute, but brutalize, but it is not. It is blocked out of the way. Sped gets the kill onto Carly. Achilles looking to get out a good stun by the Agni, but Golden Apple comes on through, and Minakino clears up the kill. A 2-0 on the side of Dave's, and it looks to be a Fury call off the back of it. And how do you feel about this Carly, like just going in there?
I thought it was pretty good, and then she just started running away.
Yeah.
I think she's trying to wait for a solo laner, which is fair enough. But I think
Agni trying to do something here against the back. Sorry, I hate to cut you off once again. Hits the stun. Will he hit the final bomb? No, it will be just stuff, but he will go in. But a good blink possibly saves Artie Baker's life right now. I really want to ask you questions, but they're not giving you opportunities.
They're doing it on purpose. I told you. Yeah, it's. I think the Cali backed off to wait for her own teammate, but the problem with that is you don't know what else is coming, and just like that, they both kind of got caught. What I am also actually quite interested is this Discordia and her build. It is interesting. I've never seen a Discordia build like that. However, it seems like it's just a build to survive the Kali, and it's almost like she's just building for the cripple in her kit.
I like the build, but that's because I'm a big fan of the SPL, so I see this stuff built, and I can tell you now, both items are being built. E-Starve, I think, is a good spot right now for how much sort of health it can steal with its passive, especially because you're quite mana hungry now. So having it be on your maids, it's not a consistently bought item, but it has been bought, especially sometimes even on supports as well. They will bullet just for some extra damage. I mean, will be a fight right now on this solo side of the map. Carly has to disengage, but Bakasaur here goes in for the cripple field. Will it be enough? Destruction will be used. Can Carly jump away in time? The health is being chunked down, and Sped gets credit for the kill. And now it's going to be a sort of health heal up right now. Fire Time actually getting started now by Dave's. They have, as we said, both teams have these objectives. Have the objectives set, but Fenrir looking around now on this side. But actually, he's going to take a lot of damage. Golden Apple goes on through. Does get credit for 1 kill, but Ares Chains will be enough to pull him back in. Minakino sweeps up 2-for-1 trade, but X-Ball chunking out a lot of damage here. But Bakasaur goes in, does not have a gun state ready just yet. Darkest Nights will scare him away. It's going to be health bars on Dave's running low. Sped will have to walk on back. No TP available.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, wow. I mean, that Fenrir absolute ruined the Hatchy. However, I know that I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I know that Aegis wasn't up. That had like a 5-second cooldown. Why didn't he have beads? Did he have beads? I didn't see it at the time. But he didn't beads the Fenrir ult, I'll tell you that.
And Carly unfortunately gets absolutely shredded down. Not even able to farm in there inside of the jungle right now.
Yeah, Dave's is definitely playing this well. I mean, I don't think Goosedra has had a green buff of their own.
No, I think they've invaded it every single time, it's an interesting draft. They're able to put up a lot of pressure. Minakino, Bakasaur has a lot of farm, 5 kills apiece at the moment. But still, it is a heavy golden XP lead for Dave's right now, nearly reaching upon that 8.5k lead at the moment, getting closer and closer to that prosperous 10k lead. But does it feel like Davis have an 8.5k lead at the moment? Would you say it feels like that when it comes to the team fights?
Honestly, yes. I think. Apart from the Hatchie, he seems to still be getting
So again,
going.
pause right there. As Dave's now interrupting you to do a pylon to call, and it will be an easy pickup. Dave's get that easy. Goosedra nowhere nearby to
Yeah.
secure it. Please continue.
Yeah. Apart from the Hatchie, I think is just being slightly left behind. I think. I mean, the rest of Dave's team is really using the squad to their advantage, taking on every fight they can, and just kind of taking all the gold they can. Really.
Yep, we will see Titans walking up now. It will be Dave's grouping around the Order Titan first to send that back as quickly as possible. Fenrir might be looping background once again. I think Goosedra waiting for that good cool bead still up for everyone at the moment, so these first few ultimates may not find any true purchase. And it will be Chaos Titan stepping forward into Tier 2 town now. Fenrir really in the backline, but will be a blinking now. But blinking to both sides as well. Backdoor goes in Regurgitates, but does not find the damage and gets chased out. Meanwhile, Sped trying to chase down these backlines, but the Phoenix has their back. Meanwhile, in the backline right now, we have Achilles absolutely being a menace, not able to find kills, but taking a lot of damage in response. Tries to avoid out the stones, but Hatsi will be able to finish it up. One trade so far. Speds continuing to go on in. And yeah, it's being risky right now, and they're trying to get through this Phoenix. Minakino selects and picks up another kill as this mid Phoenix shall go down. Yes, it does, and it is taken by Dave's. Phoenix won't be able to push any further, too low health, and Dave's recognizing that do back up. And yeah, good mid Phoenix there, good team fight. It feels like very drawn out for what it should have been with this lead that Dave's has. How do you think?
Honestly, I think it's quite quick compared to what. Well, I mean, we've just seen the game we're playing. I feel like they're absolutely speeding through it. And I think that's solely just due to how much burn they have right now. They've got two basic attackers, and that allows them to get phoenixes, and that allows them to get objectives a lot quicker. Yeah, so honestly, looking at this match, it almost seems meta. Well, it kind of is meta, but it almost seems meta or necessary for a team to have two basic attackers.
Yeah, Dave started up the fire giant in response. Goosedra, not wanting to sort of deal with this fight, will look to take this Primal Fury in response. So it will be objective for objective, but the key one has been taken. Not EFG yet, but it's still FG, still a lot of damage. 5 minions coming down now. Daves are grouping up on right, looking to advance. And yeah, still a late defensive response here by Goosedra. Tier 2 tower is going to fall quite quickly, especially with these two auto attacks, as you're saying. Will they push up for this Phoenix as well? I'd assume so. They have the minion wave. Goosedra still not fully surrounded on this Phoenix yet, but they are here. They are aware of what's going on. And they do try and step forward, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, 5 minions have made their way. Sped goes into the tower, tanks it up a bit, but it is not enough. Meanwhile, Achilles blinks into the front line, but it does not find any stuns or purchase, and so he has to fall back into the Phoenix. Meanwhile, junglers sort of skirmishing around in mid, looking to try and sort of deal with these minion waves pushing through. And yeah, just Ares looking to tank Titan now, but it's just he's too tanky to take damage, but it's too sketchy for Daves to step up and try and do any damage of their own. Meanwhile, Bakasura looking around the back line, might try and dash in at any moment, but might get caught out by the Kali. Darkest Nights is used as they will press up the team fight. Regurgitate goes on out, but it won't do enough damage onto this Kali. Fire Giant buff helping them regenerate right now. Achilles goes into the front line once again, but it does quite a fair bit of damage, but not enough. Bakasura goes into it. Aegis used, trying to do the damage, picks up one kill. Ares ult trying to be used. Sorry, Ares ult not up. Saw the pixels there, sorry. But yeah, Right Phoenix goes down. Easy sort of pick up there onto the mid laner. Dave's choosing to retreat rather than end the game. Do you think they could have ended the game there, or do you think it's the right call backing off here? You might be muted again.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think. Sorry, I apologise.
It's okay.
They were right to back off. They couldn't have killed the Titan. So I mean, they had to damage. Don't get me wrong, but the problem was the 4 players which were still up. I mean, they got the mid laner, but yeah, they would just be able to get ruined. So it was it was a good call, definitely, to back up, get pyro. I mean, maybe possibly a tower. Nah, do you know, that's me. That's my greedy self talking right now.
Yeah.
Backing off, getting pyro. It's a good shot. Good call.
Indeed. I mean, it is Dave's winningest handling right now, but if we look at the damage right now, Goosedra has a lot of damage between them. Expo leading the charts, then Bakasura, then the Kali, then Kukulane, then the Agni. So, like, Hatsuman quite low on the damage chart considering the sort of state he's in right now. So, considering the. So, yeah, is it. So. Yeah. I lost my train of thought mid-speak there. How Dave's are doing a lot of damage. Goosedra are. But how do you think Dave's are managing to single-handedly keep on winning these? Then I hate
Yeah,
to call
it
but I
does seem
keep
like.
Sorry.
I think it's solely on the Bakasura, and rather than constantly poking everyone out, it seems that Dave's.
Oh, I'm going to stop right there. As Family goes in the backline, looks for the Ragnarok. Unfortunately, Ares will not find purchase, but it will be Kali picking up a kill there onto Archbaker, who was trying to finish off that mid Phoenix, but it will not be enough. They're actually going to be an engage there by the Kali, uses the destruction, tries to find a finish off the kill, but it's not going to be enough. Hatsi ult will finish them off. Phoenix in mid will be up and fine, but 5 minions still walking through on the right. Phoenix on half health. Achilles goes in and hits the stun, finds the beautiful Aegis, stops that execute happening right there and then. And so a good disengage by Dave's, but a good defense there by Goosedra.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, it looks like they sent 2 guys to deal with the Bakasura this time, and they kind of just shut him down, and from there, Dave's couldn't push forward. Key for the defense. Not entirely key for the fire giant. I think Archie Baker will be up in time for the fire. And again, we'll probably see these fire giant fights.
So
Dancing.
do you think Goosedra should step up for this fire giant now, or do you think they should give it away as they did the last fire giant?
I think they should. I don't think they even gave it up last time. I think they just got caught out. But I think they should step up. I mean, the only Phoenix which they haven't dealt with is the right one, and that's the easiest one to deal with regarding fire. So they should definitely use that to their advantage and just press up.
Indeed, everyone grouping up now as well, choosing to slowly push on forward. It will actually be fire giant started up, and it's already on half health by Davies, absolutely shredding it down. But Goosedra are aware, trying to look forward, be ready for the steal attempt. They do go on in, and it will be Dave securing the fire giant, but Achilles gets 1 kill. Ares ult looks through to find purchase, does connect onto 1. Golden Apple, I don't think connects right there, and they will keep on choosing to disengage, but it's going to be a clean-up here. Cully get 1 fill. Fenrir picks up another. Good stun onto Sped. Cully has to jump away, but it's going to be... Blackstone jumps away, but it's going to be a chase down. Achilles get another, and it's actually going to be a deicide onto Dave's. They get the fire giant, but at what cost? A lot of towers are up, but no one's up for another at least 30 seconds. This could very well be game after a turbulent Game 2 here by Goosedra. Dave's nearly a 10k ahead. Goosedra, a perfect defense stepping forward. Do they have enough health though? Expo will step on forward to get it. 20 seconds until ADC starts on up. Minions are coming to help with these backdoor protections. And they are going to choose to end. 15 seconds yet on another to spawn in. Do they have a damage between them? It's 35 minutes into the game. They really should. Destruction is at the ready. He is going down fast. Titan shredding down. And Game 2 will go to Goosedra. A quick disassembly upon Dave's team right there.
I don't even know what happened. What happened, Dave's?
I think they just took... but didn't even take a lot of damage from the fire sign. I think there was... It's hard to tell. And especially because we don't have instant replay, we can't. But I think maybe Daves were hit by a final knock-up and they just got spread out really quickly. And but
Yeah.
damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw kind of Goosedra on the back of every single fight that whole
Yeah.
game, and then just like that one
The
single.
moment they chose to be aggressive was the key moment.
I mean, yeah. Wow. Like, wow. What can I say? I
Yeah.
mean, what can I
As
say?
you
My
bet, it
calls
wasn't
are
just
amazing.
it
I told
wasn't
Goosedra
just
to go fire, and look at that. Done.
yeah, sorry, can you repeat that, production? Okay,
Right.
we do have some unfortunate news, people. Spectator ID was not gained for game 3, so we cannot actually see the
Right then.
end of this set,
Ah,
unfortunately.
that is. I mean, after all of that as well. Ah, that's kind of gutting. Okay.
But yeah, it will, after a good fight back by Goosedra, it will be Dave's finishing off the game 3 fight for a 2-1 victory. Very well
Yeah.
fought by Goosedra. Like they managed to take it 2-3 after what Daves were probably thinking that should have been a 2-0, especially after game 2.
Yeah. I mean,
But
yeah, I
yeah,
think yeah, let's break it down a bit then. I think Dave's played very well. I
yeah,
mean,
indeed.
I generally thought that the Cali was going to do really well, the Fenway was going to do really well, and I think they did. But Dave's just their organization, their communication, their team play, their team fights. They just seem to do really, really well. Not showing off Goosedra's team at all. Just Dave's. It seems like they've just got something else. Part of their
They
team. Maybe it's their shot caller. I'm not
Mhm.
too sure who that is, but I feel like it's their shot
Yeah.
caller.
Daves know how to take control of a game, but as we saw in game 2
Yeah.
there, Goosedra very capable of breaking that concentration and really sort of disrupting it and just being able to take that sliver of opportunity and turn it into a victory, as we saw there, and making a very confident call to push it all the way to Titan. I think that was the right call, but
Yeah.
obviously very risky if they weren't able to shred it down that quickly. But yeah, very good games from the both we saw. Well done for Davis for pulling out in the final game. Sorry that we weren't able to spectate that third game. Unfortunately, just stuff happens. But yeah, any final comments you want to make about that set?
Um. Really good. Like really good by all teams. I think.
Mm.
Um. I don't know that I can't even say really who's MVP. I think Archie did very well. I will give that to him. I mean, then the Disco did she did bits as well. But nonetheless, I know we'll have to leave that up to the
Yeah, I don't think there's a standout
staff
MVP,
members.
but I think
No,
they all came together in their respective teams to do a lot right
yeah,
there. But yeah, so thank you very much to everyone that watched. Thank you to Omega for joining me as chair too. Thank you for Ginger Archer on production. And for Matlock myself, I will bid you all bye. See ya.
there you
Bye.
guys.